Hi there, it's Doris, your traveling golf diva. We're getting ready for an adventure. Father's Day's coming up. If you haven't bought a gift, you only have a week to go. So in 2014, there was an article that came out in the girls section in the blog, and it was called A Win-Win for Golfing Dads Everywhere. I read this article. I thought it was appropriate for Father's Day coming up next week. I did have a cry, very emotional, so I thought of bringing as a guest the writer of the article.
Hello, divas and gents, and welcome to the Traveling Golf Diva Podcast, where golf meets travel, lifestyle, and unforgettable adventures. Here's your host, Doris Muscarella.
Abbey Algiers. Abbey, welcome.
Great to be here.
And you are located where?
I live in Wisconsin, in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Currently, I'm in Madrid, Spain, recording this podcast. But yes, and I'm often all around the world just traveling for golf.
Okay, so you know that the Traveling Golf Diva has a community. And you're welcome to join the community because it sounds like you're a traveling diva too.
Yes, I am. Sounds great.
And we also had the pleasure of meeting when I was in doing the travel and golf show on Legends Radio. We had you as a guest. So welcome back. It's great to touch base with you. I love your travel blogs and your newsletter and everything that you do. So a little bit of your background in the golf space.
Right. So I've always been doing writing projects on the side. And in 2014, I really wanted to get into the golf space and start writing for that space. And my dad, who taught me how to golf, was my biggest, super fan for golf and for writing as well. So I thought, how can I honor, what he's taught me and where I've gone with the golf game, and also get into the world of writing. So I pitched an article to the LPGA website, and it was called A Win-Win for Golfing Dads Everywhere. And it was Father's Day time because I wanted to reach out to other golfing dads and say, hey, if you invest in your daughter now, it's going to pay back your whole life, your whole golf career, your whole life. It's just a wonderful relationship to start. So that article was accepted, and it was in that column I wrote inspirational stories about golf and life in hopes of encouraging more parents, dads, moms, everyone, to get their daughters into golf.
That's amazing. I read the article. Of course, I cried. My father passed away many years ago, and he really was a baseball fanatic to the point where he wanted to create his own baseball league. So he had 5 girls. God said, I don't think so. You're going to have girls. So after 5, he said, okay, this is not going to happen. But he was a baseball fanatic. It would have been great to be, for him to teach me how to play golf, but I learned how to play golf later in life, and it's an amazing sport. But what inspired you to write this call to action? Because the article is a call to action for fathers to prioritize golf with their girls.
Well, because of what my dad taught me about golf. He, it wasn't just about the sport. He would tell me things over and over. He'd say, Abby, this is a lifelong sport. You're going to play this, you're going to learn it now. It's hard to learn. He said, we're learning this when you're young because it's frustrating. I mean, we all know it's frustrating as you learn. So he said, I want you to do this now because as you get older, you'll golf with your husband. You'll golf for work. You'll golf, with your friends. And then he said, and we can golf too. It's a lifetime sport. And at the time, I believe my dad was in his 80s when I wrote this, and we were still playing regular rounds together, like twice a month at least. And it was just evidence to me that, yeah, he was right. I mean, he was just still playing, able to keep up, able to play. And he did even into up to the age of 92, we played. That was the last physical round we played together. So when I wrote the article, I really wanted to encourage, young dads out there that, hey, start now. It's never too early to start with your daughter. Start now. And you're investing in your daughter's future, for socialization and just learning the basic etiquette of golf is applicable to life. I saw that parallel just on little lessons my dad would teach me on the course,
Right.
and then also the chance just to really, we had some great conversations on the course, my dad and I did. And I think that beyond the golf, it's a chance that you're with your daughter, just you and her at a cart, and just the opportunities that exist are different than other sports. If you're playing basketball in the driveway, that's different too. That's good in its own sense. But golf is just a special thing that you really can do for years.
Absolutely, and I see that I live in a golf course, and I see them playing all the time. And kudos to the men and women that are out there in their 80s and their 90s playing golf.
Yes.
I applaud them. I give them so much credit, and I can see their passion for the game. So I guess that doesn't wear out. You drink the Kool-Aid, you're done.
It's true. You're over. It's over. You're in.
Now,
Yes.
you're telling me about your personal story with your dad. How did it affect, or how did it reflect on, do you have sisters? Do you have brothers? How did that relationship work with the rest of the family?
Okay, that's a great question. I was the youngest. I'm the youngest in the family. So when I was born, like the age gap was 18, 17, 16, and 15. So by the time I came around and was golfing, all of my brothers and sisters were out of the house. So that meant, my dad was a physician. So in the early years when my siblings were growing up, he was very busy building his practice. And so he didn't have a lot of extra time probably to take them out. He did, he taught my brothers, but I'm not sure he taught my sisters how to golf, maybe a little bit. But I think he made up for lost time with me. And I'm sorry, Patty, Beth, Paul, and Tim. I really, I mean, I
They're
just
going to
think
call you.
they are. It was the timing, and it was just the time and place too. I think golf was, it was starting to become more common for girls to golf. It still wasn't the norm. I mean, when I was in high school, we had maybe 7 girls on our high school golf team, so it wasn't like it is now. But I had that extra time because I was the only kid at home, so that was nice.
That's amazing. We're 5 girls. I'm the only one that plays golf.
Are you?
Passionate about golf, actually.
Yeah.
And they see me, and my oldest sister, Anita, which will kill me when I say this, but she went to a store and bought golf clubs. And she said, and when I saw them, I said, "Really? Did you take any lessons?" She goes, "No. How hard can it be to hit a ball?" I'm like, "Oh God, this is going to be fun. Let's go to the range and practice." She never made it to the range, and she returned the golf clubs. So that didn't work out.
Nice.
Now, which of the life lessons, you said your father taught you a lot of life lessons, do you think is most valuable for young girls today, and why?
Okay, I think just respecting others on the course, and having just a good attitude when you're out there. Just my dad knew everybody. It was a small town club that we belonged to. He knew everybody and just talked to everyone, and it just was that feeling of just belonging to a place, but also just kind of being a respectable member, and just having the golf etiquette that you need, just being social, talking to people, asking them about themselves, and just really interacting. And then also when golf gets frustrating, just learning how to deal with those frustrations. And I think for young girls learning to golf, I think that's an important lesson. And for anybody playing around the golf, when you have a bad shot, you just
Right.
you got to shake it off. And just like in life, you need to shake it off and show your best self, which, if you're shooting out of the sand 5 times in a row, it could be a little difficult, but it's just
Very
what you do.
frustrating.
Yes. Yeah.
I think for girls that are learning how to play golf, they're going to learn how to have patience.
Mhm.
They're going to learn how to be strategic, because when you get out there, you need to know the yardage. You need to know, where's the water, where are all the hazards. You need to know the rules.
Right.
So it's like a learning process that will groom you for life, because in life you need to be strategic. In business, you looking for a job, you need to be strategic. You need to study where you want to work.
Right.
the research, depending on the age or college or all that stuff. So it gives you a really, really good foundation. And what better person than your dad to teach you?
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean, that's beautiful. I had a nephew, and the first thing it's a grandnephew actually. And the first thing I bought him was a set of golf clubs. I don't know if he's going to use them, but yeah,
But that's great. And what a
I
great
want to
gift.
push golf.
Yes,
I know.
that's
They were
awesome.
made out of plastic, by the way.
And that's okay. You got to start somewhere.
Well, we just talked about how helping the father and daughter work together to build confidence, resilience, and purpose in life. And how did it affect you in your life?
I think okay, that's a great question. It affected me because, I mentioned before that when I was learning how to golf, girls were just starting to play golf. It's not like now, it's really, really picking up with girls in the sport. So it was just kind of like, okay, it was a little bit different for a lot of girls to be golfing. And it just gave me the confidence that, yeah, I'm golfing. Like, I play golf. This isn't a big deal. This shouldn't be a big deal. It gave me the confidence to do other things that might not be common for a woman to do. But I think just learning how to play golf and just the playing field is level, period. Let's just move on with that thought in our lives and apply it to business, apply it to anything that you want to do, go for it. So just kind of that little confidence. It was subtle. He didn't say that, but that's what I picked up by being exposed to the sport so early.
I know. I really wish we would have more girls playing golf. We're on a mission to make it happen. We're on
Yes.
a mission to get more women on the golf course. Last week I went to a tournament and I never played with a female. I played with three men. I mean, it's awesome. I really like them. I have a lot of fun with them.
Right.
But I would have loved to play with another female, and they're not out there for some reason. I don't know where. This was in Georgia.
Okay.
Beautiful golf courses, beautiful team, and men, 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 men. So it's okay, but I would love for more women, and promoting ourselves is huge, and I'm on a mission to make that happen,
Right.
especially on girls. Helping girls to get out there is very, very important to me. What advice would you give the dads? Now we're talking about the daughters. What advice would you give the dads that might feel intimidated to teaching, how teenagers are or girls are, to
Right.
teaching their daughters how to play golf?
Oh, that's a great question. I used to teach middle school, so I'm just very familiar with the teenage girl mentality.
Right.
And I would just say, there anything that you invite them to do, they're going to probably argue
Of
with.
course.
Let's just start there, right? So take them to golf. Why not? It's the same as anything. But and even if they show signs of being a teenager and are like, oh, I hate this. This is terrible. I don't want to do it. Take them anyway, and use your authority power and say you must play. And in fact, that happened to me when I was 14. I was entering high school, and my dad had been golfing with me for years. But I also was really into working out and swimming. And I said, Dad, I don't think I want to go out for the golf team. I want to swim. I want to be on the swim team because I just wanted to work out. And my dad said, no. He said, what are you going to do when you're older? Say, hey, baby, let's go swim around the lake? No, you're going to go on a date and you're going to go play golf. So you're going to be on the golf team. End of story. And I was like, okay. And I'm happy he made me do it. I'm really very grateful for that because it really did. It extended the lessons and the formation. Now I was learning how to play with other girls and in competition and really put the rules into effect. So I would say, dads, yes, your kids are going to tell you they hate this, or yes, they're going to be frustrated. Do it anyway and just take them, and you won't regret it. I really believe
We're
that.
going to put your phone number on the show notes so they can call you if they have
Sure,
any
I will
problems.
just, yes, right. Yeah. I'll talk to the girls. I used to be a middle school teacher. Yeah.
So, how can golf open doors for girls beyond the course, let's say? What do you think?
Okay. I think I think it gives girls sort of the narrative to how to act in different situations. When they're at a country club, different golf courses, they know that there's a certain, language of respect that people you speak to others with this language. And I think it applies to business. It applies to all sorts of situations, just how to get along in the business world, the professional world. So I think that's one thing. And second, just it shows them the possibilities of the world. I mean, there are so many courses around the world. There's so many ways that you can use golf, you know, as an in. Like if you work at a company and are also able to golf, and there's an annual company outing, you could be the person to plan that. You know, it's just there's so many ways that golf can help a young girl in her life as she gets older and enters the workforce. And I just think it's a win-win for girls too.
Absolutely. So you said you're in Madrid.
hmm
Okay. Are you playing golf there?
Not in Madrid, but so this week we're just here with our kids, my husband and I. And next week we will go to Barcelona, and we are working with a golf tour operator that we met last year, and he's arranged for us to play a couple courses. One of them is Cameral, which will be the site of the 2031 Ryder Cup. So we're going to stay and play there. And then we're playing at another golf resort called Emporda, it's outside of Barcelona, about an hour outside of Barcelona. Then we'll play another course just outside of the city limits of Barcelona. And speaking of these trips, I always tell people if you're going to Madrid, if you're going to Sevilla, London, for not golf purposes, look into adding golf onto your trip. Just maybe take an afternoon, use clubs at the course. You don't have to take your own. And it's just kind of a cool way to play different courses without having to say, I'm on a golf trip. You know, it's a nice add-on.
I agree. I agree. We play when we go travel, we play early in the morning. We play in the morning, and then the afternoon it's sightseeing. But you could do it vice versa. You could go sightseeing in the morning and then play golf in the afternoon.
Perfect.
If you are a golfer, you have to play in Spain. It is
Yes.
spectacular. I have to say, take a lot of pictures and send them to us
Yes.
so we can post them. So that would be great. And Portugal was amazing also with golf.
Definitely.
Gorgeous.
We'll be heading to Sweden too. After Barcelona, we're going to golf under the midnight sun. So we'll see what that's all about. We're teeing off at 11 o'clock one night, I believe, just because the days are so long during this time.
Oh my God.
And we'll be teeing off in Sweden and then putting in Finland. So I will report back on that as well.
Oh, you got it. We'll interview you. You got to tell us all about that.
Okay.
Abby, we are starting a series called The Stay in Plays. So if you have any stay in plays on your, wherever you go, let us know and we'll put them on the podcast. We will also put them on our website for our divas to go out there and stay and play. We have a co-host that's going to be working with me, and we'll be doing the 50 states of the United States. But then maybe
perfect.
you could be my co-host for Europe and abroad.
Oh, I would love to.
So, and
Perfect.
stay in
Yes. Oh my
place
gosh.
in Europe and Sweden and all these places, that would be great.
Oh yeah, I will collect data for you.
Do you have any recommendations for golf divas and their fathers on this Father's Day?
Okay, yes. I would say if your dad is still around and you are able to play with him, try to play with him on Father's Day or anytime during the summer. Just anytime, take off work, call in sick, do what it takes. You will never you will never regret it ever. So that's number one. Number two, if your dad can't golf anymore, if he's just unable, I would still just talk to him about golf. I would just, maybe go over there and see if there's a golf playing on TV that day, or, throw on the golf channel, get him a book related to golf and give that as a gift, just so he can reminisce and feel like he's still in the game somehow. Or even do like I did when my dad could no longer play, FaceTime with him. I FaceTimed with my dad, and took him along for play when he couldn't get out there anymore. So keep him involved, in any way that you can while he's still here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're playing golf in heaven. You know that, right?
Yes.
That's
Oh, I
what they're
know.
thinking.
And I'm praying to heaven a lot. Please help me with the shot.
You got this. You got this. Anything else you want to tell the divas about your travels and your writing?
So I have a weekly newsletter on Substack. And I think the link will be in your notes, but it's abbeyalgiers.substack.com. I report on where I've gone. And also I do report on the trips that I take at my website, abbeyalgiers.com. And my husband has recently joined me in the game of, traveling and doing trips. So we have a he said, she said golf channel or a thing on Instagram that we kind of give his and her perspective. So if you want to see our perspectives, you can head there, or we have another channel called Destination Fairways. So lots of places to see where I am and where I'm with my husband.
I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow you because we do the same thing.
Great.
The two of us together. And traveling is my passion. Golf is my passion. So we speak the same language, Abby. Thank you so much for your time and for from Madrid taking the time to be on our podcast. We're glad to have you. We'll probably have you more times, as we talked about. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you, the Divas, for joining me on this journey today. Please follow us on social media. Subscribe to our newsletter. I am Doris, your traveling golf diva. Until next time, keep swinging, keep traveling, and always add a diva touch to the game.
Thanks for listening to the Traveling Golf Diva podcast. Be sure to subscribe, share, and follow. Find the Diva on Facebook at The Traveling Golf Diva and on Instagram at The Golf Diva. And be sure to visit the TravelingGolfDivaPodcast.com for more inspiration. See you next time.